Story 1. The Basement Room. I used to help out at our local church during weekends, mostly cleaning or organizing stuff. One time, the church caretaker asked me to grab a box of decorations from the basement. I had never been down there before, but I said sure. The basement was darker than I expected. One weak light bulb lit the stairs, and the rest was just shadows. I found the box quickly, but on my way back, I passed this small side room I hadn't noticed before. The door was cracked open, and I swear I heard whispering coming from inside. I stood there for a few seconds, listening. The whispers were low and fast, like a bunch of voices talking over each other. I couldn't understand anything. I thought maybe someone left a radio on, but it didn't sound like that. I left the basement without looking into the room. Later that day, I asked the caretaker about it. He just looked at me and said, "There's no side room in the basement, just the storage area." I never went down there again. But every time I pass the church stairs, I feel something watching from below. Story 2. Last pew on the left. Our church has this old wooden bench near the very back that no one really uses. It's kind of crooked and creaky, but still there. People joke that it's cursed, but no one really takes it seriously. One night, we had a youth prayer meeting, and the only seat left was that one. I didn't want to stand, so I sat there. Everything was normal at first, but halfway through the prayer, I started to feel cold. Like ice cold, even though it was hot inside the church. I tried to ignore it, but then I felt something pressed down on the seat next to me, like someone had just sat beside me even though I was the only one on that bench. I didn't move. I didn't look. I just kept my eyes forward and waited for it to end. When the meeting was over, I stood up and the bench creaked like someone else was getting up with me, but no one was there. The space beside me was empty. Since then, every time I see someone sitting on that pew, I wonder if they're really alone. Story 3. The Bell That Rang at Midnight. There's an old bell tower behind our church. It hasn't worked in years. The rope was removed and no one's allowed up there anymore because the stairs are rotting. It's mostly just there for show. One weekend I slept over at the church with a few other youth members after a long event. We stayed in one of the side rooms near the back. Around midnight, I woke up to the sound of the bell ringing. It rang 3 times, slow and loud, echoing through the whole church. I sat up and looked around, but everyone else was asleep. The next morning, I asked if anyone else heard it. They said no. Even the leader said it's impossible because the bell doesn't work anymore. It hasn't rung in years. I don't know what I heard, but I remember the sound clearly, like it was right above us. And I remember the way it echoed, like something wanted to be heard.